The first teaser trailer for the Five Nights at Freddy's movie has successfully come out about a week ago. I'm kinda late, but I'm still going to talk about it. Welcome to the Switch Clicks Podcast, episode 137, recorded on May 23rd, 2023. My name is Tyler, and today I'm joined by... no one again. Another solo episode. But that's fine, because this time I actually have something to talk about. This time I'm going to talk all about the Five Nights at Freddy's trailer. This teaser trailer came out Wednesday, or I think maybe Tuesday last week, and I could have done an episode on it, but I recorded a day earlier than I probably should have, because I had stuff to do, and because of that I just completely missed it. So I'm going to talk about it today because, if I'm being completely honest, I don't really feel like talking about Mortal Kombat 1. But the trailer isn't very long. It's like, I don't even think it hits a minute, but there is like quite a lot to get into already. It shows off really everything you'd expect from a Five Nights at Freddy's movie. The security guard, played by that guy from Hunger Games, is just wandering about the pizzeria doing his security thing, but turns out at nighttime these animatronics get real freaky. And then on top of that, there's like other characters like Matthew Lillard playing William Afton, who is, spoilers for Five Nights at Freddy's, the main villain. There's some other characters that are tossed in that aren't really, well, they're probably in Five Nights at Freddy's, but like they're not normally in the first Five Nights at Freddy's game. And I was looking for her on the list for IMDb, and I cannot confidently say I know who it is. Could be Abby, could be Ghost Kid 5. Gonna be honest, probably not Ghost Kid 5. Could be Max. I don't know, but they are hiding in a ball pit as Mr. Freddy himself is staring at them with some creepy red eyes. And you know, those creepy red eyes, you think they'd be innocuous. They think that they'd be like normal things that you'd see in like a horror movie. It's a little cheesy, I'm going to be honest, the red eyes, but it exploded into a little bit of discourse on the internet, specifically on Twitter, about the eyes being red rather than in the game where they're like black with white pupils. And people were talking about how you should change it up because the red eyes just kind of make the animatronics look goofy and not super accurate to the game. And I kind of agree. Like, I don't really care if they change it or not, but the trailer sometimes, when they're trying to make the animatronics scary, kind of miss out on the initial creepiness that the game like thrived on. The games were like really good because they're like just kind of uncanny, like how animatronics are. And when they're like jump scaring you, it's not like they have big sharp teeth and red eyes. They're not like the nightmare animatronics from FNAF 4. They're just like normal. It's like preying on that childhood fear rather than a like a scary zombie monster in like your typical horror movie. So it's a little bit of a shame that they're like going the like extra creepy element. And even in the games, like the white pupils are not ideal. Like still add like a creepy element, but there's a little more like oomph to it because like there's a reason their eyes are white. Is it's kind of, or I don't think there is, but I saw other people on the internet saying like, even if they make the red pupils smaller, it makes more sense because that's more in line with what the animatronics look like underneath the helmet. I guess not helmet, the head of them. They have little red LEDs. So if those are the only things shining through, it would also be a little bit creepier, like obscuring them more in shadow than having like red lights illuminating them, because like the less you see, the more scary it is. That's like a typical rule in horror movies. The less you see, the scarier it ends up being. So that's really like the discourse that came from it. People mostly arguing that the eyes were the big thing, but just like the general atmosphere wasn't quite there. And yeah, again, I can perfectly see where people are coming from with that. But overall, I think I tend to disagree. But now there's a whole rest of trailer to talk about, even though again it's not very long. But I'm gonna share my own opinions. So first off, I think this is like a really really promising teaser trailer. Outside of the eyes and everything, they really capture the aesthetic that they're going for. It's not like the Slender Man movie. If anyone in the world had ever seen that, or if you even remember it kind of coming out, like old movies that are like capitalizing on big horror video games tends to not be the most like relevant to the game. The Resident Evil movies are another thing that they're not really Resident Evil movies, more just share the name Resident Evil so that they can get a little bit more money. This feels like it's more like there's a reason that this is a, you know, Five Nights at Freddy's movie. This isn't Willy's Wonderland. They are going full in on what makes FNAF FNAF. The animatronic designs all look spectacular, just ripped out of the games and put into real life. And I'm pretty sure, at least I hope, that this movie's relying a lot on practical effects rather than visual effects, because I don't think it has a huge budget to pull off a visual effects like spectacular. It's probably gonna be okay if they go that route. But it's fine. On top of that, I kind of got into the cast before, but I'll talk about it a little bit more. I said the guy from Hunger Games. His name is Josh Hutcherson. He will be playing Mike Schmidt, who I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, or I guess, can you do comments on Spotify and other platforms? I don't know. If you can, do it. If you can't, go to YouTube and comment. That I believe Mike Schmidt is the guy from the first game. He's the guy who signs the check at the end of the game and presumably survives the movie. You also get young Mike, played by Wyatt Parker, as I can see in this IMDb cast list. So I imagine there's at least some flashbacks to show that Mike has had a relatively fruitful past with these animatronics, maybe being scared by them, and then he comes back to be brave and is now running for his life or something. That is like, and probably the easy way to do it. That's a little bit like FNAF 4, but presumably not. He's not going to get munched on when he was a kid. On top of that, there's a lot of other characters that I don't recognize by name. You obviously have Chica, played by Jess Wyess. I hope it's Wyess. Freddy, played by Kevin Foster. Bonnie, played by Jade Kindar Martin. I think it's Kindar Martin. And where's the other one? We got Chica, we got Freddy, we got Bonnie. Where'd Foxy go? Is it not on the cast list yet? I guess not. So they're gone. And okay, this sounds really bad because like I did a video on Five Nights at Freddy's. There's only 4. Yeah, it's only there's not another one that I'm missing in my head. It's gonna be really embarrassing if there is, and I will kick myself at night. But on top of that, you have other characters on this cast list, which I'm pretty sure IMDb is something that anyone can go in and touch. So take some of these with a grain of salt. Who properly knows? I previously mentioned Ghost Kid 5, so Ghost Kids are going to be here. There's a guy named Jeremiah, who I don't know off the top of my head if he's in it. Mike's mom, that's pretty self-explanatory. Carl, Abby, Freddy's security guard, which could be a phone guy kind of guy, which would be cool. Kim, Max, female villain, and Vanessa, who I might have already mentioned at the beginning. I don't remember. I'm apparently very put together this time. But yeah, this entire cast, there's nothing super crazy. Like, obviously, Matthew Lillard is William Afton. I'm incredibly excited for, because I'm just a big Matthew Lillard fan, mostly from Scooby-Doo, where he plays Shaggy, who is like probably my favorite movie from my childhood. or I more recently, I guess it was still quite a long time ago, but like more recently than when I was like an actual child, him in the Scream movies. The Scream movie is very good and probably more in line with what his character will be like here. Josh Hutcherson, I have no reason to believe will do a poor job. I haven't seen him in something that I dislike. And I'm actually curious, like, I don't know what like, are you just going to be making animatronic noises, I guess? Like, yeah, I don't think there's necessarily a big, like, you're not really the animatronics aren't like A-list actors because they're just going to be making occasional noises and are probably, if I'm going to imagine, played primarily by stunt people because you gotta probably do more stunts than you gotta do talking if you're playing an animatronic. But yeah, this cast, particularly Matthew Lillard, makes me quite a bit more excited for the movie, and that is, I think, all I have to say about them. But again, going back to the trailer, there's a pit. There's a scene of a small child in a ball pit, which is taken directly from, I believe, one of the covers of a book. Kind of. There's like one of the Five Nights at Freddy's books has a cover of a golden Bonnie suit in the ball pit, in like looking through, and that might be an homage, might just be a coincidence, but that particular shot of a woman or a girl in a ball pit and like the camera is also like low down, so you're just seeing her kind of obscured by the balls while she's still submerged. Very cool shot. And then obviously she's hiding from something, that something being Freddy, as he has his glowing red eyes that exploded the internet. And I don't know, like, again, I'm gonna find the exact length. I want to say it's 45 seconds, but who knows? Actually, I know exactly who knows. I will. Probably quite a few people know, and also I will know in about 3 seconds. The trailer is 48 seconds, or 1 minute and 6 seconds if you watch it on the Peacock YouTube channel. So, and apparently there's also a leaked trailer, but I'm not going to cover that because I don't know if that has new visuals or anything. I'm just going to talk about this one trailer. Unfortunately, again, there's no one else around with me, so I don't have anyone to ask if they have a specific thing from the trailer that gets them really excited or really anxious for how the movie's going to turn out. But overall, I think in total, this is a good trailer. This gets me in the mood to watch a Five Nights at Freddy's movie. I think that's pretty short of an episode, but I think that is really all else I can say. If you have anything that you have to say about this movie, put it in the comments, and I will gladly read it, probably before I go to bed. And honestly, probably someone else will read it too. We'll probably all read those comments. But that's, I think, all I've got for now. So with that, thank you for joining us in discussing the first teaser trailer for the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. We'd love it if you could follow us on Twitter and listen to future episodes on Spotify and iTunes. Join our community Discord server to continue today's discussion, and we'll see you next time on the Switch Clicks podcast.